Okay, so today I wanted to talk all about hashtags on Instagram. What are they? How to use them, but coming at it from a beginner's point of view. So first of all, hi, I'm Anna from By Rosanna Design. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like kind of Instagram marketing tips or any kind of marketing tips. And if you want to see more from me, don't forget to subscribe as well. So what actually are hashtags on Instagram? Essentially, how I like to describe them are ways to tag a piece of content with a certain topic or category so that it can be searched for from Instagram's search function. So if we click the little search bar at the bottom and type in something like Instagram marketing, you can see at the top there are options for top, accounts, tags or places, and tags is where the hashtags are. So people will be using Instagram to search for hashtags. They will be browsing through posts and might click on a hashtag, and then they will come through to this screen here. And basically what this is a feed of all the posts that have used a certain hashtag. So if we click into one of these as well, so I've used these hashtags on my post, and if we click into one of them, you can then see a feed of all the other posts that have also used this same hashtag. So it's kind of like a filing system, but for social media. It keeps content organized and it's easily searchable. So there are millions and millions and millions of hashtags on Instagram for all different topics and categories. Some of them are just one word, some of them are several words all put together into like a mini phrase, and they really vary in popularity. So you'll see this top one here has got 850,000 posts associated with it, but then as we scroll down, you'll see they get less and less. Instagram tells you how many posts are associated with each hashtag. And you'll see we go down this list and they start getting to just a couple of hundred or even like 31 posts, for example. So that means that the hashtag is less popular. There are less posts associated with it, but that's probably also because no one's really searching for that. And so your content is less likely to be found. So as I showed you just now, if you do tap into one of the hashtags, this is what the feed looks like. You have got a top feed, and this is just kind of top posts that are most popular that are using this hashtag. They're most relevant to you, and then you can tap on recent and you can see just a list of the most recent posts that have used this hashtag, and as more posts start using this hashtag, they will then appear in this recent feed here. If we go on to a really popular hashtag here, just like Instagrammers, you can probably see as it updates. If we click on recent, you can see these are the posts there now, and if I refresh, you can see there's already a new one there. There's already 3 more there. So the recent feed will go very quickly for popular hashtags because lots of people are using those posts. But the top feed is basically a more curated feed of posts that are more relevant to you. Maybe they're higher quality, maybe they are slightly more popular at the moment. So really the goal is always to be in this top feed here because it is the first thing that people see when they search for a hashtag or tap into it, rather than in the recent feed. And the way that you get into the top feed is by having your post that you've tagged with this hashtag, have it be relevant, for one thing, relevant to the hashtag that it's using, obviously high quality, but also have it get popular. So have your own followers like it and engage with it a lot. That will help, but also having lots of people see it in this recent feed as well. And so giving them the ability to like it and engage with it too. This will make Instagram's algorithm think, oh, this post is really good quality and it's really relevant for this hashtag. So we might decide to feature it here on the top feed. And that's really the goal for any post and any hashtag you use, is to get your post popular enough and relevant enough to that hashtag that it appears in this top area. Because then more people will see it and engage with it, and it will just kind of gain in traction, and you'll be exposing your brand and your business to more people and hopefully growing your account because more people will want to follow you. So how do you actually use hashtags on Instagram? Obviously, if I tap into one of my posts here, you can see if I tap them more to see more of my caption. I've just included them on in my caption, but you can also include them in the first comment if you don't like how they look being inside the caption. It's completely up to you, it doesn't make a difference. You can use up to 30 hashtags per Instagram grid post, and I would always recommend that you do use all 30, otherwise it's just kind of a waste. You want to give your post the best chance of being seen throughout a number of different hashtags. So you can see here that in this post, she has posted the hashtags in the first comment so that when people tap more to read just the caption, they don't see a long list of hashtags straight away. They just see the caption and then they would need to go into the comments like I just did to actually find the hashtags. So it's completely up to you which way you prefer to do it. So how do you find hashtags that are actually the right hashtags for you to be using? There are 3 big mistakes that I see people using. The first one being that you use hashtags just for your industry and that your peers and your competitors are just using. So for example, if you are a family photographer, something that you may think is a relevant hashtag to use would be like Nikon 500 or whatever, let's say Nikon 750. You might think that's a relevant hashtag to use because that's kind of describing the equipment that you've used to shoot the photo. There's lots of posts in it, lots of nice photos. So you might think that that is correct for you, but you just want to have a think about who is actually going to be searching for the hashtag Nikon D750. It's probably not your target audience. If you're a family photographer, your target audience are going to be families, maybe mums or people who are just browsing Instagram. It's not going to be people who know what a Nikon D750 is. So mainly the people who will be posting to this will be other photographers. And if other photographers aren't your target audience, and if other photographers aren't actually your target audience, you're just kind of wasting a hashtag there, because the only people who are going to see it are other photographers, not your target audience. They're the ones who you want to be seeing your photos. So rather than using kind of industry jargon or hashtags like Canon photos, your target audience are not going to be searching for them. So what you want to be using instead is kind of family related posts. I don't know, let's try my happy family or something like that. Kind of hashtags like this that kind of people with young families are more likely to be using than an industry jargon hashtag. So always make sure that you are using hashtags that are just for your target audience and you're not accidentally just appealing to other photographers or other people in your industry who you're technically competing with. So the other mistake I see people making is using hashtags that are too popular. So if I put in family photography, for example, I'm sure that will come up with a lot. So it tells me, Instagram's telling me that family photography has got 7 million posts associated with it. And you may think that if a hashtag is popular, that means that you've got better chance of your post being seen by people. But actually what happens, as I demonstrated just now in showing you the Instagram one, if you go to the recent feed, it updates so quickly that your post will just be lost and people won't have time to actually find your post in this hashtag. So if you use a super popular hashtag with millions of photos associated with it, your post will just get pushed down in that recent feed and it will have less chance of being featured on one of the top pages or the explore page. And likewise, if you're using something super niche, so this is obviously a really niche one because there are only 14 posts associated with it. That typically tends to suggest that no one's actually searching for it. So that's going to be quite an obscure hashtag. No one's going to be searching for it. So then again, you've got less of a chance of people actually seeing your post. What you really want to be aiming for, the kind of sweet spots, are between 5,000 posts associated with a hashtag and 100,000 posts associated with a hashtag. So like I just typed in just then, my happy family, that's got 50.3 thousand, and that's actually a pretty good level of popularity for a hashtag. You're more likely to get your post seen on the recent feed because it's not going to be updating too quickly, but it does have an audience of people who are actually using it and searching it. So I would definitely suggest using hashtags that have between 5,000 and 100,000 posts associated with them to give you the best chance of getting reach on your Instagram post, which is what you really want. Reach is basically the amount of people who have actually seen your post over time. You can find this out in the insights of your post. This one's had reached 651 people, and your goal should always be to reach as many people as possible, ideally, if you're trying to build brand awareness and grow your following. I've got another video all about 4 ways you can improve your Instagram post reach that don't involve hashtags as well, if you want to go into more detail in that. And lastly, something I see a lot of people making a mistake on is using the same hashtags, the same kind of lists of 30 hashtags over and over again. Now, Instagram will actually cotton onto this. If you keep using the same ones over and over again, it will see you as being spammy, and they might actually limit your reach and stop showing your posts to people if they think you're doing anything spammy. So it's important to always mix them up. I like to keep kind of little collections saved in my Notes app or my Later app, which is the app that I use to schedule and plan my Instagram posts. I've got another video on that if you want to check that out. But I use that app to basically save different collections of my hashtags for different types of topics that I'll be posting about. And I can just choose between different sets of hashtags for different posts that I'm posting. And then at the end of each month, for example, I'll just go back and kind of mix these up even further, add in some new hashtags, take out some old ones that maybe aren't doing so well. And again, my Later app is really good for this. I can just have my saved hashtags collections here. If you go on the desktop version of Later as well, you can see some really amazing, interesting analytics about each hashtag as well. So I would recommend checking out my video about that if you want to learn more about Later. So that is my best beginner's tips for using hashtags on Instagram. If you would like to learn more about Instagram and how to use it for your business as a marketing tool, I will be leaving a link below in the description for my free Instagram course. There are 9 in-depth video lessons and modules where you'll learn how to set up your account properly, come up with great content that your target audience will love, write engaging captions, use hashtags strategically, plan your content, understand the algorithm more, improve your engagement, and much, much more. So definitely go and check that out. I will leave the link in the description, but it's totally free to sign up. You just need to sign up here and then you get access to all of those lessons ready for you. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next week with more content.